With the way things are going out there today, we're all looking for ways to save time, get things done faster, and get work out the door. What if you could do more right with your machines on the floor? What's up, guys? Ian Sandusky from Lakewood Machine Tool back here again for Practical Machinists. And on this episode of Machine Shop Talk, we're going to be diving into conversational programming and how it can save you time and money in your shop. But before we do, make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on notifications below to make sure you never miss a video. Let's get into it. Okay guys, so as promised today on Machine Shop Talk, we are going to be diving into the wild world of conversational programming. For those of you who have followed our shop for a while, we have been predominantly a CAM system G-code shop for a lot of years. So when we brought in the TRAK VMC2, we wanted to explore, hey, listen, where can we cut steps out of our manufacturing process? Where can we save a bit of time and get things done right here in the controller? As you guys know, if you've seen any of the previous videos on this, the ProtoTRAK RMX controller on this is a little bit different and a little more sophisticated than some of the controllers you may have seen out there. Today, we're going to be going through a fairly simple job that's not that simple that we had to do for a customer on short order. I left it set up, so we're going to take a look so you guys can see how we programmed it, how we went about it. But first, let's hop into this controller. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go program in, out. I'm going to find my drawing, and I'm going to open. We're going to go to program, go to beginning, and I'm going to bring in my drawing. So now I can go look at my drawing, see how everything is. If I want to zoom in, zoom out, whatever I want to do. When I'm done, I hit continue. Do I want to close lines? I don't want to right now because I know this drawing is good. So we are going to say no. Here I can move around my DXF, do whatever I want with it. I'm pretty happy with it. So if I wanted to rotate it, I can rotate it around, but I'm happy with the way it is. So I'm going to leave it. I'm going to hit continue. Now I'm going to set my 0. So I'm going to hit A, which is my intersection between two lines or arcs. I'm going to hit A. I'm going to choose line 1 and line 2. And just like that, I have set my absolute 0. Very, very quick. Now I hit continue. And this is going to ask me if I want to do anything here. Now I'm going to want to hide some geometry because I know that this is going to cause me some problems. So there is my geometry all cleaned up. So now that I'm happy with that, I'm going to hit continue. Now this brings us to our main screen. So here, if I want to, I could go drill tap. We have a milling program, arcs, profiles, pockets, helix, thread mill, island, or clear off. So I am going to select my clear off. Now it's going to ask me, do I want to chain? Yes, I would like to chain. So the profile I want is this whole external chain. There we go. That is done. So we are going to hit end profiles, select geometry, the stock you want around your profiles. I'm going to hit yes. So this is where I select my outside stock. I already know what my stock looks like. I click it, and just like that, it is selected. So now that is done, I'm going to hit event. So my XY beginning, 0 is fine. We're going to hit absolute set. 0 is fine. We're going to hit absolute. My Z rapid, that's going to be how high above the part we go. So we're going to hit 100 thou. That is fine. My Z end, we're going to go down negative 0.375 because that's how thick this part is. Easy peasy. I hit absolute set. Depth per pass, I want to do this in one pass. So I'm going to put that at 375. So it's going to do it in one. Finish cut, we're not going to do a finish cut on this one. RPM, I'm going to put this at 5,000 because I know that's probably going to work. Z feed per minute, 60 inches a minute. XYZ feed, we're going to do 60 as well because why not? We're going to use tool 2 for this because I already set that up. So I hit absolute set. So now this is all happy. We are good. So that worked out well, but let's take a look at some of the other conversational programs we can do on there real quick while we got this set up. Okay, so I have pulled up some new geometry here. We have a bracket plate. So I've got tapped holes in the corner, I've got a slot, and I've got some holes. So let's say I want to drill tap these 4 holes on the outside. Easy peasy. I hit my drill tap button, select my geometry. And again, there is a mouse attached to this if you want to use it, but I don't need to. And I'm going to go to my event. So I want to drill this, but you can drill, bore, tap, or helical these. So if you'd prefer to go through and helix bore them, you can do that. If you want to tap it, you can do that. If you have a combo drill tap, whatever it may be. Right now, I just want to drill these holes. So I'm going to hit absolute set. That's like our enter button. This is telling me the geometry and location of the hole, so I'm going to leave those there. Z rapid, I want to make sure I have a little bit of clearance on here, so I'm going to put that to 250 thou above the hole, above the material. Z end, we're going to be using 1/2 inch material, so I'm going to go down 650 thou to make sure I'm getting past the drill point. Hit my absolute set. Number of variable pecs, let's do 5. That sounds like a good number. RPM, we're going to put that at 1800 RPM because this is aluminum. I know that's going to be fine. I've done this enough. Hit my absolute set. Feed per minute, we're going to hit 20 inches per minute. That should be just fine. And we're going to use tool 4 for this one. I hit my absolute set and we're good. So that was for the first hole. Now it's going to move on to my second hole. Everything here is fine. So I'm just going to go through and say absolute set, absolute set, absolute set. And just like that, that's done. Let's say I want to pocket out this inside bit here. So I want to put a pocket on the inside. I hit my pocket. It's going to ask me, do I want to chain? Yes, I would love to. So I'm going to select my chain. It's automatically selected it. Let's go to that event. So you can see I have an irregular pocket here. It's just showing where it's going to begin and end. I'm going to trust it on that. Absolute set, absolute set. Again, let's get ourselves a little bit of breathing room here. Go 250 thou above. Again, I want to get through this, so I'm going to go to 0.550, just to make sure I'm getting through the material in case it's a little irregular. Depth per pass, we want to make sure we're not breaking tools, so let's be nice to it. Let's go 125 thou. 150 thou is good. Finish cut, we're going through, so we don't actually care about this, so we're going to leave that at 0. RPM, we're going to boost that up to 4,000 RPM for this end mill. C feed per minute, we're going to hit that up to 60. XYZ feed per minute. Oh, do you know what? I don't like that 60. See, I just made a mistake because I was looking at this one. Easy, if I want to change it, I just click back. My Z feed, I actually want to be kind of safe with that when I'm plunging and doing my ramps and all that good stuff. So I'm going to hit 20. And now my XYZ feed, my XYZ feed is going to be at 60. We're going to use tool 1 for that one. And let's say I want to helix out these 2 holes. So I'm going to select my helix. I'm going to select my 2 sets of geometry, and I'm going to go to the event. So again, this is just like programming a hole to drill, except we're using helix. I want to make sure this, works the way I want. XYZ center, I know is all correct. My Z rapid again, let's pop that up to 250 thou. Z begin, I want this to start above the part. So I'm going to actually start this at 50 thou above the part just to make sure it doesn't spin straight into the part. Hit my absolute set. My Z end again, we're going to stop this at negative 550 thou. Hit my absolute set. Radius, that's automatically selected because it just knows the geometry there. So we're going to leave that. Angle, this is my plunge angle into it. Let's do 15 degrees. Number of revolutions, that's how many revolutions is going to go on the way down. So if I do 1, it's going to go wow. If I do multiple, it's going to automatically detect how many we're going to do. So we're going to do 20 revs. That should be pretty good that way. Direction clockwise. Tool offset to the left, which is correct. That means we're cutting on the inside. RPM, we're going to leave it at 4,000. It automatically picked that up from the previous operation. Z feet per minute. Yeah, let's be safe. Let's leave it at 20. XYZ at 60. And again, my tool 1. Just like that. And let's insert one more event here. Let's say I want to actually island mill off this entire thing. So I can hit an island mill. I can say I want to chain. And I want to select the portion of the island. There we go. I have absolute set. And that's ready to go. Easy. Now I can go through again. It automatically populates everything in here for me when it can. My Z Rapid, again, let's pop that to 250 thou. ZN, this one we don't want to go all the way through, so let's go down 1/4 inch. Depth per pass, yeah, do you know what? We're going to do this in one pass, so we're going to leave that at 250. And again, that's a positive number because it's asking how much we want to take off, not how deep we want to go. So depth per pass is a positive number. Finish cut, we do want to leave a finish cut this time, so I'm going to put that at 10 thou. 4,000 RPM. Finish RPM, let's actually boost that up a bit to make sure we're getting a nice finish. Z feed per minute, let's leave that the same. Let's leave it the same. Now my finish feed per minute, let's actually slow it down just to make sure we're getting a real nice finish. Tool 1, my finish tool, let's say I don't want to use the same finish tool for this. I can actually change that to a different tool if I like. Easy peasy. So there's a quick rundown and overview of just some of the different conversational options you have inside the RMX controller. And this RMX controller is available across several different machines. So even if this one may be too small for your purposes, this is just another tool in the toolbox. A good way to think about some of these things is systems. So instead of thinking of this is the machine, CAM is another part of that system, you have a full manufacturing system right here and right here. You got your spindle, you have your ability to program right here. So breaking that down and trying to see what you can do in the controller can save you time, can save you money, and we're gonna be diving further into conversational programming as we go. Thank you very much for watching, guys. As always, make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on notifications below to make sure you never miss a video. Thanks again, guys. You take care.